That frustrating urge to get up in the middle of the night has less to do with how much you drink and more to do with a specific hormonal signal your dinner may have accidentally switched off. It's a scientific fact that many of us are unknowingly sabotaging our own sleep night after night with the very foods we eat. But the wonderful news is that reclaiming your peaceful, uninterrupted nights can be surprisingly simple. Hello, I'm Dr. Emily Hart, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. My passion is to take the complex science of our bodies and turn it into simple, powerful knowledge you can use to feel your absolute best. There is nothing more frustrating than being woken up from a deep sleep, only to have to do it again an hour or two later. It fragments our rest and can leave us feeling tired and foggy the next day. Together, we are going to change that. Before we dive in, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? It brings me so much joy to see where our incredible community of strong, vibrant women comes together. And if you're looking for more simple, science-backed ways to support your health, please consider subscribing. It would be a privilege to have you with us. Now, let's start by looking at the two most common culprits you might already suspect, but perhaps not for the scientific reasons you think. We'll begin with the obvious ones, that evening cup of coffee or that relaxing glass of wine. We often think of them as simple liquids, but to our bodies, they are powerful messengers. Both caffeine and alcohol are what scientists call diuretics. Now, that's a technical term, but all it really means is that they send a direct signal to your kidneys telling them to work overtime. Think of your kidneys as a sophisticated filtering system. Caffeine and alcohol essentially flip a switch that says, open the floodgates, let's get rid of more water, and let's do it now. This process creates more urine, and it creates it more quickly than your body normally would. But there's a second, more subtle effect happening that's even more disruptive to our sleep. Our bodies have an amazing natural rhythm. As evening approaches, our brain releases a wonderful hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. You can think of ADH as the gentle night watchman for your bladder. Its job is to tell your kidneys to slow down urine production overnight so you can enjoy a long, uninterrupted stretch of sleep. Alcohol in particular is very good at suppressing this crucial hormone, so even a single glass of wine can effectively tell your body's night watchman to take the night off. The result? Your kidneys keep producing urine at a daytime rate, and your bladder fills up far more quickly than it should, sounding that alarm bell at 2 or 3 in the morning. So it's not just that you're adding liquid, you're fundamentally changing your body's internal clock for managing it. But what if the problem isn't something so obvious? What if some of the healthiest foods in your kitchen are secretly sending you to the bathroom all night? We'll uncover those surprise saboteurs next. This next part can feel like a real betrayal because we're talking about foods we've been told our whole lives are wonderful for us, and they are, but their timing is everything. I'm talking about acidic foods. Think of bright, beautiful tomatoes in a pasta sauce, a glass of orange or grapefruit juice, or even a healthy salad with a vinaigrette dressing. These foods are packed with nutrients, but they are also high in acid. Now, for most of your body, this isn't an issue, but the lining of your bladder is an incredibly sensitive tissue. When urine that is highly acidic comes into contact with this lining, it can act as a direct irritant. I want you to imagine it like a gentle but persistent tapping on your shoulder. It's not painful, but it's a constant signal that gets your attention. For your bladder, that tapping from the acid translates into a feeling of urgency and the need to go, even if your bladder isn't truly full. Your bladder's muscles can become overactive, contracting, and sending that "I need to go now" signal to your brain. It's one of the biggest paradoxes in nutrition for women, that something so good for you, like a tomato, could be the very thing disrupting your sleep. Have you ever noticed this, or had a hunch that a certain healthy food was causing you trouble? I would be so fascinated to read your experiences in the comments below. It's a connection so many of us miss. And if acidic foods are like a gentle poke, there are two other categories that act more like a direct alarm bell for your bladder. Let's look at the fiery and the fake. Now, let's talk about two more surprising categories that can trigger that nighttime urgency: spicy foods, and on the other end of the spectrum, certain sweeteners. If you love a bit of heat in your food, a curry, some chili, or a spicy salsa, you're enjoying the effects of a compound called capsaicin. It's what gives peppers their kick. And while it can be wonderful for your metabolism, for your bladder, it can be another direct irritant, much like acid. When your body processes these spicy compounds, traces of them are excreted in your urine. As this urine sits in your bladder, the capsaicin can once again irritate that delicate lining. Imagine it like getting a tiny speck of chili pepper in your eye. It's not the amount that matters, it's the powerful irritation it causes in a sensitive place. Your bladder can feel a similar kind of alarm. It's another case of your bladder being triggered by the content of the urine, not just the volume. Then we have the fake part of the equation, artificial sweeteners. Many of us, in an effort to be healthy and reduce sugar, turn to products with things like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin. You'll find them in diet sodas, sugar-free yogurts, and countless other products. Unfortunately, for many women, these chemical compounds can be highly irritating to the bladder and can cause the bladder muscles to spasm and contract, creating that frequent urge to go. Even high concentrations of real sugar can have a similar effect for some. It's another hidden trigger where we think we're making a healthy choice, but we might be unknowingly inviting those middle-of-the-night interruptions. So we've talked a lot about what not to eat, but this isn't about restriction, it's about strategy. And the most powerful strategy of all has less to do with what you drink and everything to do with when. That's our next crucial piece of the puzzle. Now we shift from avoidance to a truly empowering, proactive strategy. This is what I call the golden rule of hydration, and it is beautifully simple. It's not just what you drink, but when you drink that matters most. Many of us try to catch up on our water intake in the evening. We realize we haven't had enough during the day, so we drink a few large glasses after dinner or while watching television. While your intention is perfect, the timing works against your body's natural sleep rhythm. The solution is to create what I call a liquid curfew. This means choosing a time in the evening, say 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to sleep, and making that your final call for any significant amount of liquid. You can still have small sips of water if you're thirsty or need to take medication, of course. But the days of downing a large glass of water right before bed are over. The goal is to front-load your hydration. Make it a priority to drink the majority of your water in the morning and afternoon. Keep a water bottle on your desk or on the kitchen counter as a visual reminder. By doing this, you give your body and your wonderful kidneys ample time to process those fluids and empty your bladder before you settle in for the night. This single change can be one of the most powerful you make. It respects your body's need for both hydration and for rest, allowing you to meet both needs without one interfering with the other. Now that you understand the why behind these nighttime interruptions, let's put it all together into a simple, powerful action plan you can start using tonight. I want you to leave here today feeling empowered, not overwhelmed. This isn't about creating a long list of forbidden foods. It's about awareness. It's about understanding your unique body and giving it what it needs to grant you the deep, restorative sleep you so richly deserve. Let's recap our simple toolkit. First, you now know how to sidestep the diuretics, like evening coffee and wine, that speed up urine production and silence your body's natural nighttime break. Second, you can recognize those healthy but ill-timed acidic irritants, those foods like tomatoes and citrus that can poke at a sensitive bladder. And third, you understand how to spot the fiery and the fake, the spicy foods and artificial sweeteners that can also trigger urgency. Seeing it this way, you can see the pattern. It's about giving your body a calm, neutral environment in the hours leading up to sleep. So what is your first step? I want you to pick just one thing. Perhaps tonight, your only goal is to try that liquid curfew. Just focus on drinking your water earlier in the day and stopping all large drinks 2 hours before bed. That's it. See how that one small change feels. You have the power to reclaim your nights, one peaceful evening at a time. It's a profound act of self-care. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this was helpful, please share it with a friend who might also be looking for a better night's sleep. Your health is your greatest treasure. Until next time, sleep well and be well.